meet everyone, and welcome back to My Pagan Life as always. I hope the background noise is not too distracting for this video. It's just I wanted to sit outside, so I'm trying to sit in more of a cornered spot so that you don't hear the noise as well. But anyway, it's been like a year since I made a video like this one, so you know what? Let's just jump right into it. In 2018, I set out on a bit of an adventure. You see, I am looking to re-explore the different elements in order to deepen my understanding of them and my relationship to them. Since then, I've explored 3 elements. I've explored water and fire, both of which I've made videos on. You can check those out in the description below, or at the end of this video during the end card. But the 3rd element that I've been working with has been the element of earth, and I've actually found that it took a while longer to explore, just work with this element than the first 2 elements. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about that, but first I want to give you guys some context. At the time of making this video, I think it's fair to say that a lot of us have experienced a lot of changes in our lives because of this corona pandemic and all of that stuff. But for me, that's not the only thing that's creating a lot of change in my life. It's also the fact that I'm 18 years old and I'm in my last year of high school. I need to determine what I want to work with next, what I want to study next, what friends I want to keep in touch with, and just what are my priorities in the near future, considering the fact that, I'm becoming an adult, I'm becoming more independent. Changes can be both for better or for worse, and a lot of people just struggle with change in general because it requires you to be flexible or to be adaptable, and that can be really hard no matter what kind of changes we're talking about. And you can ask, well, what has this got to do with the element of earth? Well, because that is what is happening in nature all the time. Things are constantly changing, even when things seem stable or when things seem like never changing. I think the fascinating thing about working with the element of earth or just observing nature is that there are constant changes, but it's always so seemingly smooth, like it's so well done, if you will. And really, it feels, huge. Nature is one of those things where you think, whoa, this is so big. And by observing the world around me, I've kind of come to make the connection that, I'm strong. One of the things I have learned the most from working with Earth is that, yeah, changes occur all the time, but no matter what kinds of changes you're going through, you have the strength to tackle them. Or I feel like I have this, the strength to tackle them. Because what does nature do? Well, nature experiences changes all the time, but it's happening in such a grand, such a smooth fashion, depending on where you are. But you kind of realize that, whoa, it's not just all over the place. It feels like there's underlying strength and power to it. And I don't know, it's hard to explain, right? Because I feel like it's easier to talk about fire and water because they're their own elements. But when I think of earth, I think of everything in nature. I think of nature itself. And I feel like such a small speck in this big world. And it just makes me feel like, wow, I'm really part of something. And within the whole of nature, as a tiny speck, as the tiny individual I am, I still am strong. I still have the ability to drag out the potential in me and, grab inspiration and energy and power from the world around me and kind of work with that energy to make what I want to make in the world even better and even stronger. If I am to explain my feelings as raw as possible, that is basically how I would go about explaining it. But another thing I've also found to be very useful when working with the element of earth is also the realization that, not only are there changes and not only is there strength and potential to be found both in myself and in nature, but these changes don't have to happen fast. fast. Nothing comes easily. You have to be patient, and then things will change over time. Because nature experiences different seasons, but those seasons don't come and go just like that. It takes a bit of time before one thing can happen and then transition to the next. That chain of transformation is never ending, but it's always at its own pace. And learning to be patient is a very important and useful quality in life, because nothing does come easy, and changes don't happen overnight necessarily. And everything you work really hard to get takes time to achieve. And so bringing those two understandings together, that change is hard, but you can find the strength to change, and that you can find that strength to change and change over time. You know, making that connection has been very important to me in a time where a lot of things change relatively fast, but at the same time not. When I also feel like the world is out of control, when I feel like all the changes that are taking place, I cannot take control of it, I do also realize that, well, I do find the strength within myself in this world to be independent, to be creative, to do what I want to do. And I feel like that is ultimately what all of this is about. I am a tiny individual making seemingly tiny choices in a world that is super huge, filled with a bunch of changes going on, big changes all the time. But when we tune into the rhythm of nature, and when we kind of find our place within nature, we can really, really do big things. And we can tackle all of the changes that come our way. When we realize our potential to make changes, to take on challenges, and we know where to find that strength from, we can do all kinds of things. And yeah, I truly believe that is a very powerful realization. Anyway, that was all for my rambling, guys. I don't know if you understand anything of what I said, or if you can relate at all. Actually, I would really, really love to know what you guys think about what I've just said, or this topic in general. I know this video was a bit messy. I'm truly, truly sorry about that, but I really felt like I just needed to talk about this and kind of get an outlet for my experience and my emotions, you know, on this subject. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content on this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me. And until next time, blessed be from My Pagan Life.